Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Ambitious Report 668. Am I the beehole for calling my wife irresponsible, possibly being overprotective of my daughter? Hello, I don't really know how to start this. I'm sorry if there's any mistakes. English is not my first language. I'm a 37-year-old male. I live with my wife, Jen, a 37-year-old female, and our two kids, a 13-year-old female and a 7-year-old female. Last week, my wife went out for the day with our oldest daughter, who for the story I will call Emily, while I stayed home with our youngest. 3 hours after they left, I got a call from Emily. She was very upset on the phone and was crying. She explained that they went to a clothing store together. They split up to look for different sections, and now Jen is nowhere to be found, and her phone is going straight to voicemail. She had asked the employee to make a speaker announcement, and no one has come forward. And Jen has been gone for around an hour. I told Emily not to panic, and I'll come straight down. When I got there, Jen was still gone, and I couldn't see her car in the parking area. We searched for Jen in the stores that are next to the door just in case she went into one of them, and I also tried to call her. Around 40 minutes later, Jen calls me and she says she's on her way back to the clothing store. I asked her where she had been, and she says she drove to another nearby store that she wanted to go to. I asked why she didn't bring Emily, or at least tell her that she was leaving, and she said because she did not expect to take a long time, or for Emily to even notice that she was gone. Emily has been distraught and avoiding Jen. She is still very upset. When we got home, Jen and I had an argument, as I said that she was irresponsible for going away and leaving Emily in a store without telling her. Jen says I just want to treat Emily like a baby, and that she's old enough to be able to be on her own in a store. I asked Jen why she didn't answer her phone, and she says she accidentally put it on Do Not Disturb. Huh. Jen is angry that I called her irresponsible and says that what she did was nowhere close to being an irresponsible parent. I know I can be overprotective of my kids, but we do live in a high crime area, and it makes me very angry that Emily was left feeling scared. Am I the beehole? No, you are not the beehole, and yes, she's an irresponsible parent. We're talking about the 13-year-old, right? Yeah, 13 is too young to leave alone in the store without even telling her. Even if she told her, she should have brought her with her because she is a 13-year-old girl alone in a store. Do you know what kind of crazy people and sickos exist in this world that will snatch up a 13-year-old girl that has no one there to protect her? Oh, and that whole, oh, I accidentally put it on Do Not Disturb. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but do you think she's trying to meet someone? I'm just saying, maybe. Jumping to conclusions. I don't like how she wants to get mad when you call her out on her crap. Yes, you are very irresponsible. I said it before, but I'll hammer it home. That is a 13-year-old child who thought her mother went missing or something horrible happened to her mother and she's been left alone with strangers that she does not know. Luckily, the people at the store were, good people and, called for her mother and all that stuff, but she didn't come. If I were you, I'd be furious because I know if I had a child, I'd be watching him like a hawk. Oh, she's old enough to be left alone in the store. Maybe she's old enough to walk around a store without you while she's in your sight, not to go down any aisles by herself or anything like that. But like if you're in the same area, electronics or something, she could walk around. I'd say she's all right there as long as you're watching her. But no, she's not old enough for you to wander off to a completely different store, which I assume has some distance because you had to get in your car. It's not like it was in the same area. I don't know. Personally, I think the wife or your wife OP was up to no good. Or she's just a really crappy parent. I would not leave my child alone or let her go anywhere. I would say she's 13's old enough to be left at home alone in your house, locked up, but not alone in a store. OP, not the beehole. I'm gonna say your wife is the beehole for sure. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there's more sinister things happening, like marriage ending things. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm just jumping to conclusions. But again, OP, not the beehole. Oh, I forgot this. I'm a grown arse man, and I know if I'm with someone at a store or something, I'm going to tell them, hey, I'm gonna jump over to Target real quick. You stay here, or if you want to come with me, like I'm gonna let someone I'm with know what's going on. So add one more point to sinister things. Our next one comes from BlueHat77. Am I the beehole for letting my daughter do things that I know will cause her to be in pain? I, a 40-year-old male, am a dad to a daughter, 10. She has a health condition that causes her to have pretty severe joint pain. It always has been such a struggle for her to do simple, normal things that most 10-year-olds can do with no problems. Well, earlier last week, my daughter informed me about how her best friend's brother is having a birthday party, and she was invited to go as long as it was okay with me. Come to find out, the place had all these inflatable slides and climbing and obstacle courses, so it'd be a lot of physical activity. Because of that, knowing about my daughter's chronic pain, I wasn't too sure if I wanted my daughter to go. My daughter ended up begging to go because she wanted to do something normal and fun with her best friend, so I caved and let her. The party was on Saturday, and she had so much fun, but was extremely tired when I came to pick her up. On Sunday, she slept most of the day, and she was up in pain. Today, she was in too much pain to go to school. Luckily, I have a job where I can also work from home, so I did that today, so I could help take care of my daughter. Well, I ended up calling my mom, and she asked if I was at work, and I told her I was working at home, and explained what was going on with my daughter. She got upset and called me a horrible dad and irresponsible beehole for letting my daughter even go, even though knowing that it caused her pain. I tried explaining I just wanted her to experience a normal kid things every day once in a while, but she still stood by that I was a beehole. So am I. Also, side, not my daughter's best friend's mom, knowing about her chronic pain, and would have called me if she needed to. Okay, I don't want to be too rude, cause that's your mom, but I'm gonna say she's definitely the beehole. I'm with you, OP. Even if my kid was in pain, that would break my heart, not being able to let them experience being a child. You only get that once in life. And it's not like her bones would shatter or anything like that. It's just, she gets tired faster, and it's not like she's doing this every day. Let her once in a, you know what I mean? Let her go be a kid every once in a while. Oh, so she sleeps off a day and she misses a day of school. Again, it's not every day. And your mom needs to stop. I don't know what her deal is. But yeah, OP, this was pretty easy. You are not the beehole. Good for you letting your kid be a kid. I assumed you were there to watch her, or someone who was there to watch her, so she wasn't, in pain. And I know she probably knows to stop if she's in extreme pain. So again, OP, not the beehole. Good on you for letting your kid be a kid, and it's not every day. And you know what I mean? She's gonna remember it. She's gonna remember if you tell her not to do things like that growing up, and she's gonna grow to resent you. Kids remember that stuff, man. I still remember stuff growing up. It's foggy, but it's still there. I love my parents; they're still great, but kids remember things, and let her be a kid. Uh, Again, I know I'm repeating, but it's not every day. Your mom needs to calm down. OP, not the beehole. And our next one comes from Throwaway 77 54 57 75. Am I the beehole for refusing to babysit my cousins on short notice so my aunt can see Taylor Swift? My cousins are 4 and 6 years old. I am 16. I babysat for them a few times, but the last time I told my aunt she needs to get a new babysitter because my youngest cousin is too difficult. He refuses to do what he's told. He gets out of bed, runs around, stuff like that. My aunt has tickets to see Taylor Swift for tonight. She thought my other cousin could babysit, but he just got COVID. She's been desperately trying to find a babysitter, but hasn't had any luck. So she asked me to babysit just this one more time. She even offered me double the money. On top of my cousin being a little terror, tonight is a school night, and my aunt won't be home until about 1 a.m. That's the entire reason the adults in my family can't babysit too, because they have work in the morning. I have to wake up at 7 to get to school, and apparently that's less important because my parents have been telling me I just need to do this nice thing for her, and I'm selfish for not doing it. But also at the start of the year, they're telling me that I'm year 11 now, so I really need to start trying harder in school. So I don't know what they even want from me here. I would do it if there was some emergency or something, but it's a concert. Am I the beehole? Edit. The suggestion of having them sleep at my place, on the couch or floor, etc. It just wouldn't work like that. The youngest is especially hard to get to sleep in his own bed, let alone anywhere else. He just wouldn't be sleeping that night if it's not at his house. I do appreciate you guys trying to find a solution though. Thanks. God, I hate it when family doesn't have your back. Like if it was my parents, they'd be like, nah, good luck. He said no. That's how your parents should be in this situation. And like you said, they want you to focus more on school. Well, you need sleep to function through school. Take it from someone who didn't get enough sleep and started passing out on his desk and all that, trying to take cat naps. OP, I'm with you. Personally, I would have said the same thing. I hate being around rude kids, and he sounds rude. Plus, it's for some concert. Who cares? Personally, I don't like concerts or being in loud groups of people screaming, even if it's something I care about. I do not care about Taylor Swift. Kind of indifferent. Don't really care either way about her. And yeah, shame on her. She's a grown adult. She should know that you are a kid and you need to get up for school and that you need to focus on your education. So, P, you're not the beehole. Your aunt is, and your parents are too. They should have your back and be like, I'm not having my child up until 1 a.m. when they need to get to school for 7 a.m. Yeah, everybody's bad. Why? You're the most grown in this situation. OP, not the beehole. Stick to your guns if you can. I don't know if your parents will make you, but don't watch someone's rude child so they can go to a concert. I get it. Like I said, I agree. I get what you're saying. If it was an emergency, absolutely, but not for a concert. Not the beehole. And our final one comes from some umpire 6910. Am I the beehole for starting a legal dispute and refusing to use my portion of the inheritance to pay for my mom's religious crap? My dad died last month, and I'm set to receive 100,000 from whatever he had and my portion of his life insurance money. My mom has the money, and she told me she's going to be deducting 35,000 from my share to pay for religious crap. She's spent thousands of dollars on priests praying and donations to churches. I thought it was going to be out of her pocket, not my inheritance. I said, F no. I don't believe in that crap, and why should I have to give half of my inheritance for her religious beliefs? I argued, and as usual, she would refuse to admit any wrongdoing and cried like a damsel in distress. She started recording me and kept saying I have no shame, and I'm no son of hers. Whatever, I'll leave and tell her that I'd better have my money by the end of the week. Or I'm going to start contacting lawyers. She also posted the whole thing on Facebook, and now everyone thinks I'm some evil, selfish brat. She has not given me any money, and I found a lawyer who will take my case. Am I the beehole? Hi, OP. You are not the beehole. Take it from someone who is religious but not hyper zealot religious. I hate those type of people. If you're that type of person, not sorry. You guys are the worst. You make people not want to join the religion, and I will never talk to you about religion. You will never catch me at a church unless it's like a funeral or a wedding for people I care about. And your mom is an idiot. She's being fleeced. I've always hated that crap. I've only been to one church growing up. This is back when my parents forced me to go to church. I've always hated it. But the first church, I actually do believe the guy preaching believed what he preached. But then we got to the second one of those loud churches, singing and all this hoopla. I hated it. I hated it when they had to bring me up and they're like talking tongues, and I would just start saying stuff from anime. I basically start talking Japanese. They didn't know anything about that, so they really thought I was speaking in tongues. And I don't believe in this tithe crap. I don't. It doesn't help. You know what I mean? Oh, I tithe to people I care about. Like, oh, I love my parents, so I'm gonna give them some money for what I made. That's my type of tithing. I'll give it to people I care about. So it's something I'll already do because I love those people. I'm not giving it to some faceless church. And I've always hated it too. When you see the pastor and his wife, it's always she's over her in her stupid red bottom shoes, their stupid car, his ugly suit, and you know they're wasting your money on dumb crap. And they're not putting it into the church or anything like that. I've always hated it when collection came around and like here's $5, put it in the plate. I would always try to think of ways to keep that five. So yeah, I believe in God and all that, but I have no love for the churches, and I hate over religious people like this. So OP, maybe I'm biased. I don't think I am, and if I am, who cares? Cuz I hate this crap. You keep doing what you're doing. She does not get to steal your money and decide what to do. $35,000 is going to go to these idiots who you know again are going to spend it on dumb crap like watches and shoes and cars. One time he had plans to make a mega tower so he could look down on us peasants. He didn't say it like that, but you know that's what it was. So yeah, you need to go full legal on her, get with your lawyer, all that, and get your money, because she doesn't have any right to dictate what to do with your money and to waste it on, well, a con, charlatans. OP, not the be-all. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe. It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.